the latest with Perez Hilton after he filmed himself on a TikTok live stream a few days ago, harming himself, just slicing himself all over from head to toe. He was covered in blood. The police were called to his house. They were outside for a long time before they finally were able to get him to come out and go and leave in the ambulance. And apparently he was in Florida when this all went down at his house, and he just moved to Florida just a few months ago. And I guess part of that was after he started having health issues. He was hospitalized for 3 weeks after he had sepsis, and then he ended up having deep vein thrombosis, which he was hospitalized again for like another week or two after that. So he went through a lot medically, and he said that made him kind of realize what was important in life, and that was family. And I guess all his extended family's in Florida. And another reason he decided to move to Florida is because his mother was pushing for it. She said that she was miserable living in Las Vegas, where they're living before. She wanted to go back to Florida, and he's like, you know what? She's towards the end of her life. I just want her to have her best years. If she wants to be in Florida, then we're going to move to Florida. And that's what he did. Well, his family has now shared an update since Perez was taken to the hospital. So they ended up sharing an update on his website, the Perez Hilton blog. And this is what they had to say. So they revealed that just minutes before the public live stream that Perez did. And remember, I said that I watched for like 15 minutes and it felt like 15 minutes way too long. I guess TMZ talked to TikTok, and there are rumors that the live stream went on for like 30 minutes, but TikTok is adamantly denying that, and they're claiming that it only went on for 15 minutes. But even then, that's still a long time that it went on in total. But just minutes before this live stream, his children, his niece, and his sister were all inside the home. When it became clear that Perez was experiencing a severe mental health crisis and harming himself, they immediately fled to protect the children from witnessing any further trauma. So he did this, or started this, right in front of the children, and he was nude on his TikTok live. So are you telling me he was nude in front of the kids too? Like, he was definitely going through it if you're doing that kind of stuff in front of your kids and not in his right mind. And then it goes on to say that our highest priority right now is helping the children begin to heal from what they experienced. An important part of that process is allowing them to safely return home and begin rebuilding a sense of security and normalcy. They then say that since the children are returning back to the home, they're asking like any content creators, paparazzi, and public to leave the area surrounding the home and not return. Please allow his children the privacy and space they need during this difficult time. And they said that they'll continue to provide updates on Perez's condition through perezhilton.com. They did say that they were able to communicate with him, and that was a thing that they're really worried about after seeing the condition he was in when he was sent to the hospital. They then provided one more update. They said our family wants to once again thank everyone who has reached out with prayers, kind messages, and support for Perez. And they said the compassion and humanity during this hard time means more than words can express. And they said this has been incredibly difficult and emotional for us, and it's made it even harder because very little information has been made available to our family. While we continue to wait for further updates, we remain hopeful. And they did promise that if they do learn any more information, they will be sure to share it on his website. And they said that they know that Perez is able to communicate, so that gives them hope. But outside, they really don't know much outside of that. I did see on TMZ that he was hospitalized and he was put on a 72-hour psych hold, which is mandatory when you do something like that. I just feel like the 72 hours isn't enough because it's been a few days now. So that means he should be getting off that psych hold in the next day or so. When the hospital's done with him, there's a good chance he could be back home in the next day. And I feel like with the paparazzis knowing that, some of them may respect his family, but some of them may want to go to his house even more to try to be there to get that exclusive first look at Perez coming back from his psych hold and going back to his house and seeing if they can get some kind of exclusive interview or something out of him, which is unfortunate. But I just feel like in a situation like that where someone really tried to take their life and did it in front of their children and stuff, I feel like it takes a lot more than 72 hours to be able to rehabilitate that person or help the core issue that's going on and get to the bottom of things and why he ended up having that full-on breakdown. I feel like if someone's like in a dire situation like this, they should have to complete so many hours or days worth of counseling and other services before they're able to even be released. And I'm curious if he does plan on going straight home after he is released. And I'm sure since he will be released soon, if he's not going to be staying at the hospital still, unless he decides he's going to check himself in somewhere else, I'm sure we will be hearing a statement from Perez himself here soon. His account is banned on TikTok. A TikTok moderator was trying to say there was an error when it came to them taking too long to remove the live stream. And like I said, they were saying that the live stream was only like 15-20 minutes long, but they're having some kind of error that prevented his live stream from being taken down. Because it's just crazy, you know, people can cuss on there or smoke and no live stream will be taken down within seconds. But that went on for as long as it did, which was absolutely insane to me still. And I guess Perez has admitted that he has been going through it after his move because it was something he kind of wanted, but he wasn't like 100% for. I'm sure it's been hard for him to adapt because he's lived his whole life in Vegas, and that's only a few-hour car ride to California. And I know with what he does, all the celebs are in Cali, and then Vegas isn't far at all. I mean, yeah, you have celebs in Miami too, but when you've lived your whole adult life in one place and then you're moving cross country, yeah, that's definitely going to be hard on somebody. But that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to share these updates from his family. And let me know what you guys think about everything, because everyone thought he was at the house alone that night. But no, his family was there and they saw the signs and saw him start to do these things and knew that he couldn't control himself in front of the kids. So they had to remove themselves from the kids. And thank God he had other adults there, because just imagine if he was home alone with just the kids during that and there wasn't someone to step up and be like, okay, let's get the kids away from it. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.